A lot of people missing, short on numbers, and the way the lads stuck together, the way they managed to find their way back into the game, kept going, never gave up. So 2-1 down with a few minutes left, managed to cause a couple of scares. So I was pleased with the performance, pleased with the commitment, but obviously 2-0 down so quickly makes it difficult.
We're really happy, especially with the performances that we are having. Really consistent. We're generating a lot, not conceding much. We have to continue. A big one again on Tuesday.
How different is December with the amount of matches? Do you plan differently? Do you manage things differently?
Yeah, we just train really little. We have one day to prepare football matches, make sure everybody is mentally and physically in the best condition, and to maintain momentum. That's it.
You come here, it's a very hard game against an incredible team. But in the end of the games, like you say, you get this chance to get a better result for us. But it's like that, we need to keep going. And next game is in 2-3 days. We need to recover well because we need to go again.
To be honest, in the end, when they score the first one, it's always a bit... what can I say? Always a bit nervous for the second, but I think we did well after the goal. As you say, I think we controlled everything most of the game, but of course we let them into the game with the goal. So that's a bit frustrating, but in the end it's a win and a well-deserved one. So we have to take that and move on to the next.
Mikel, many congratulations. A big win, getting 2 goals in the first 13 minutes. A little bit tighter than you'd like in the end?
Yes, I think so. I think the team merited much more than being so friendly at the end, but we generated a lot of chances. We're really dominant and conceded almost nothing, but when you don't put those chances away, and at the end we gave them a wall that they took really well in the Premier League. Is game on, but the team was exceptional today again.
One of the big questions was, how is your team managing against those teams that defend solidly at the back, finding the ways through? The way your midfielders switched position was beautiful today, and the one-touch football for that second goal. How pleasing is that to see? Really good. The combinations, the aggression that they had today to be a threat, to constantly look forward and generate issues. Then the reaction in defending, it was top as well. I'm really pleased today, really happy. Gary O'Neill tried the trick on you that he did so successfully against Tottenham, switching to a back four towards the end after keeping it really tight in the second half. You were only taken back to a goal, so you always had that goal lead. But when you come up against the likes of Barcelona, as you well may, have you got to start killing off those games a bit more when you've got such a convincing lead? Yeah, easy to say here in front of camera, but the boys have to do it, and that was the difference against Lens, that we were so clinical there. But again, I can only praise the team today, the way they played and competed. 5 goals going into half-time in a Champions League match to finish top of your group after with a young team in the Champions League. 4 points in front of Manchester City now, going into tomorrow's game. You're 14 games in now. What does that mean? It is about time to start talking about this. Well, it means that we have to prepare really well, because on Tuesday now we have a big battle against Luton away. That's it. Thank you so much.
To be ready, because the game can change in one action, and I don't think they were creating a lot of chances, but as I said, in one action the game can change. But I think we deserved the win. We did well, and the most important thing is the 3 points, so we got it.
Scoring early always makes the game a bit easier, makes it a bit easier to play your game. Why do you think we couldn't get that killer third goal?
I don't know, to be fair. We tried our best and we kept going. We didn't started to play like it was a red one, and as I said, we tried our best to score another goal, but we didn't score. But as I said, the most important thing is the 3 points.
You came close to scoring that third goal, hitting the post, and that was pure Gabby Martinelli, winning the ball by your own corner flag and then going at the other end and nearly scoring.
Yeah, unlucky, but I always try my best. Maybe in the next game I will score.
The next game is soon, on Tuesday against Luton. Lots of games in December. How are you feeling in the fitness? Are you feeling fresh still?
Yeah, feeling good, ready to go again.
And how important do you think this month will be? We're 4 points clear now, in a good position, but the next few games are going to be crucial, aren't they?
Yeah, of course, for sure. Every game is important. We know we are top of the league now, and we want to be there. We want to be top of the league for the rest of the season.
Gary O'Neill. Gary, you gave Arsenal a real scare in those dying moments. It felt like it might be Tottenham all over again, but punished by that first half performance, maybe?
Yeah, not really the performance. Punished by the couple of moments for the goal. The first one I'm really disappointed with, because a situation that we worked hard on and that we knew would arise, and we got so many bodies around Saka, all the bodies that we'd worked on getting around him, and yeah, there's a couple of ricochets in there, and Dorsey's maybe a little bit hesitant in the penalty area, which you can sort of understand these days with the amount of penalties and things that are being given. So Dorse slightly hesitant, and the way Saka manages to wriggle through so many of our bodies in a situation that we'd prepped for was disappointing. Second goal from Arsenal was an incredible goal from their point of view. The speed they moved the ball at, the speed on the 1-2, and then the only disappointing bit from me was we had someone ready to stop the cut back to Odegaard, and he manages to. Our player drifts away from him and leaves him in space. So you can't do that with Odegaard in the box. But yeah, apart from that, they stuck to the plan, got together, stayed really good in our low block, and then managed to press aggressively man to man when we were able to, regain the ball a few times. Didn't create too many chances because Arsenal were difficult to create chances against, but stuck together. Gave as good as we could today, missing some important players, and the group in that room should be proud of what they managed to deliver, because it was a tough game, and not many teams will come here and still have Arsenal worried about the result with 7 or 8 minutes to go. So good effort from them.
There's real bravery from you to then change it back to a back four when they're 2-0 up, to really then go for it as well, and they reacted so well to that.
Yeah, they did. We tried to be aggressive. It's obviously difficult. You can't be aggressive all the time because they're very good 1v1, Martinelli and Saka, and need to get bodies around that. So that's why we're disappointed with the goal, because we weren't being aggressive because we were keeping bodies around Saka and people, and then we still managed to let him wriggle through. But yeah, when we went aggressively, the lads did it quite well. Managed to get us on the front foot a bit, and a bit disappointed with our quality at the end, especially with big Sasha on the pitch. Too many of our crosses hit the first man, and real good opportunity for Nels when we get him down the side for the handball shout, the VAR check. I think Nels slightly disappointed with his cross because Channy's in the middle of the goal. It's a big opportunity for us. But yeah, I think all I ask is that the group give everything they can, and I think that was everything we could give today. So we leave here proud of what the players managed to give, and we get ready for Tuesday. You
went onto the pitch to speak to the officials afterwards. Are you disappointed with the checks? Or?
No. It was, I shook their hands firstly and said, "Look, well done. I thought you had a good game." But then I just thought Arsenal took ages over the restarts at the end, and I've been told we were going to 98 because there was a long stoppage in added time, but then they had 3 restarts that they took 45 seconds with on each. So felt like the time could have been extended slightly, because we are trying to clamp down on time wasting, seeing a lot of people booked for delaying restarts, and just didn't feel like we got the time that we should probably have had. But that was all. Small criticism, really, just a chat.
It's good to say good things when they do well, and I will agree with the time wasting on you. So he's back on the grass, and he's so important to you. You've also got 2 players suspended for this encounter. How long before you see him back in a starting lineup or in a squad?
Pedro should be a couple of weeks, few weeks, somewhere around there. He's got a lot of things to tick off, so there's no definite deadline, but it'll be a few weeks, I would think. Rayan obviously rolled his ankle at Fulham, big miss for us. He should be back in training at some point this week. We'll try and see if he's available for Tuesday, but obviously I've been down here for a couple of days, so I haven't seen him. And then the 2 suspended boys being back available will be big for us. For the lads that played centre mid today, Tommy and Booba did very well. But of course, when you need to change it and when you need to freshen it up, we were a bit light on the bench. 3 of the young lads up from the 21s. So getting the senior lads back involved will be important for us.
But very close to getting a point off a team at the moment, 4 points clear at the top of the Premier League. You've got to take a lot from that.
Yeah, we do, of course. And I understand the game could have got away from us. Arsenal missed some chances as well, which you need to happen. So, it was a performance that I take a lot from, because tough start, should have done better for the goals. But then you see a lot of teams at 2-0 down. Lons here on Wednesday night, 2-0 down early, ends up being 6. And I never really felt that from our group. I thought once we got to grips with it, we never looked like a group that were going to throw in the towel and just drift away without a fight. So really pleased that the lads managed to stick together, and one of the toughest tests in the Premier League, Arsenal away, and yeah, we gave a decent account of ourselves.
Thank you.
Yeah, they played some lovely football, didn't they, at times, Arsenal? But Gary O'Neill, he did say it kind of made it a little bit too easy for them, despite that.
Well, they were up against a great side and a good front three, of course, but more recently, when they've played the bigger teams like Man City, Tottenham and Spurs, Spurs and Newcastle, they've defended really well, very disciplined, had good shape, gone with runners, all the bits you expect to get a result against big teams. Today, they gave themselves an absolute mountain by making basic errors. Now, you know you're up against really good wide players, so they get in good shape trying to double up. And that's the right thing to do because you know how good he is. Can someone have a nibble? Can someone get a bit closer to him? OK, then it goes into Jesus. Here, we see Doyle. He's left Tomiyasu. That's just a simple, basic... Don't leave runners to go and get drawn towards the ball. That's the first mistake. Then, Bellegarde. Block or go with the runner? He lets Saka go. Tomiyasu gives him the ball, and Dawson can't... He makes a little error himself, can't help his mates out, and they're a goal down. That is basic. That's not that difficult to sort out. That's
Great play from Saka, though.
Amazing play. We'll come to that in a bit, but here, Bueno, he's got Bellegarde coming over. Don't show him down the line. Show him into where you've got your extra man. OK, the cross is over hit. Traore, basic stuff here. Give and go from Zinchenko. Look, turned away from his man, back to the block or go with runner. Block or go with runner. You're taught that from such a young age. Bellegarde gets back in, but he drops off. You can't drop off when there's men on the penalty spot waiting to put it in. So they're 2-0 down. And again, basic stuff. Look, Traore, he's got Trossard, no problem. Off he goes, let him run. He's in one-on-one, should be 3. These aren't masterpieces you're playing of artwork that you're trying to stop. They're basic things. Get out, stop the ball. Try and stop the cross. He doesn't get there. This is Saka, one of the best players in our league. When the ball actually comes in, there's a 2v1 on the back post, and Jesus should score. They're details that every manager drills into the team in the week, but when they don't do them and they switch off for a second against high quality, you're done.
We saw Jesus miss a really good chance there, and he was saying himself in the week that his game is not just about goals. There's much more to it than that.
There's lots to admire about Jesus. He's physically very good with and without the ball. He's got great feet. He's unselfish. He brings other people into play. He does chip in, but arguably not enough. This is what he's really good at. He's strong. He's got great feet. Very hard to get the ball off in these tight. He's always showing for others. And as we saw there, that leads to the first goal. And he was involved in everything good in the first half. Again, taking up good positions. Here, little give and go. It's a super touch from Ezri. These are the things. But there has been talk, do you need a striker? I don't know what you think, Al, if to score 20-plus goals if Arsenal want to compete with Man City, or do they stick with Jesus in this role?
Well, he's not a goal scorer. He never has been. When you look at his numbers, Danny, he brings more to Arsenal's game than goals. I mean, he's got 1 in 9 this season. That will improve, and that has to improve. I'm not going to say they can't win the league without having a 20-goal striker, because City did it with Gundogan when he got 14 or 15. I think Chelsea did it with Lampard when he had 14 or 15. So it can be done, but this Arsenal team, I mean, other players are going to have to chip in, as they're doing, for them to maintain their challenge, and indeed if they're going to go on and win it. But there's his goal scorer in there. He's not a great goal scorer. That tells you that.
Yeah, a few nerves at the end at 2-1, but Mikel Arteta talking about momentum there. Do you feel Arsenal have got that at the moment?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, they're looking a really good team. I think Odegaard there is a big player for them. You saw the few weeks he was missing, they really struggled to create and score goals. Now he's back. They scored 6 on Wednesday, I think it was. And today, again, they scored a little bit of a fortunate goal through Saka, but the second goal through Odegaard was brilliant. And they ended up hanging on a little bit last 5 or 10 minutes. A really good goal from Cunha.
Yeah, I think those 2-0 leads they threw away at the end of last season still fresh in the fans' minds when it happens at the Emirates like that.
You know, but they're back to their scintillating best, and you know, you'd put it down to poor finishing, because I thought in that first half they were the Arsenal we saw last season, up until probably today. In fact, in the way that they played, you know, you're looking at Arsenal and thinking, yeah, they're doing OK, but today they were back to their scintillating best, and I still think if there's a team that could pip Man City this season, it's them.
Another goal for Saka. I mean, how exciting, how important is he for them?
Yeah, it's really important for them, of course. Just hope he stays free from injury. But he's so creative. You look at him there, he's dragged 2 Wolves defenders out to him already. They're so frightened of him. And like I said, there is a little bit of fortune, but he makes his luck and, again, finishes really well, his right foot. But, yeah, fantastic play. He's only getting better, he's getting stronger. I just hope the lad stays fit. And as Les says, if he stays fit, Odegaard stays fit, these are a team that could possibly challenge Manchester City.
Yeah, for sure. And I like him coming in there. He's always a threat. He's always creating chances. He's taking his chances as well now, scoring goals on a regular basis, and that's only going to bode well for Arsenal in this running.
And they're getting over the line that they did against Burnley at home. They've done it again today. Is that perhaps the difference from last season? He's got 5 goals and 5 assists, as we can see. Already. Will in fact last year's experience help them?
Yeah, I think so. I think Declan Rice will help them as well. He didn't probably show bits of it there, but we watched a lot of that game this afternoon. He was brilliant, Declan Rice, and I think he'll bring a calmness to that midfield. He'll bring a calmness to the team. Again, I was a little bit worried about the chances and goals scored at some point. Had they got enough firepower in that area? But I think with Odegaard, I think they keep him fit. He's so creative. Nketiah can make runs. Jesus can score goals. Martinelli gets back to form. He's capable of scoring. Saka. There's a lot of goals in that team. But I think it's key that Odegaard stays fit.
Yeah, and he got 15 last season. He was back amongst them today.
He was, and he picks up these positions, and Arsenal move the ball so smoothly around. When they get into this position and this build-up play here, just touch back here, Jesus lay off and it comes back to Odegaard. And we've seen him in that position so many times, and he's deadly when he gets in and around that edge of the box, just inside the 80-yard box. He's that midfield player that scores goals, and he does it in abundance for him.
Yeah, it's brilliant play from Zinchenko and Jesus as well. That brilliant touch from Jesus, the awareness to just playing perfectly into the pass, and then Zinchenko as well. There's not a lot of players in that box, and he picks out Odegaard, and the keeper's obviously at the near post, and Odegaard, as he does stylishly, guides it into the corner.
We need to see that finish from Cunha again, though, because, as I say, apart from making it nervous, it was some strike, wasn't it?
It certainly was, and this is, they get an opportunity to clear the ball here, but, the Wolves came into the game in the second half. First half, I thought that Arsenal dominated, but they came into the second half. Could clear it there, but he doesn't. Takes this chance, and it's an absolute fantastic strike from Cunha. And at that stage, there was some nerves that come into that Arsenal back four.
Yeah, great finish. Wolves are a team that don't seem to get hammered. They seem to be always in the game, and today they've done that. They've hung in there for a difficult, probably 75, 80 minutes of the game where they could have possibly been 3 or 4-0 down. I don't think you've had any arguments, but they've made it difficult for a team again, and as Les said, it's a great finish.
Yeah, and as Gary O'Neill says, they were without numbers, but they've asked a question at least right at the end.
Yeah, and that's what you got to do. You go to the Emirates and you expect a tough game, and they got that. And like I said, they had to find their feet in the second half, but they did, and they came into the game and justly got a goal that put things on the edge for the last couple of minutes.
And the fact that they've beaten Spurs and Manchester City, they will cause the big clubs problems, Wolves.
Yeah, they will. They're a handful. I know he's moaning about players being out and suspended, but look, it's December. Every team are going to play.
Decisions as well.
And decisions. We're not going there again, are we? Yeah, so look, he's got to deal with that, but he's got a good squad there. And as I say, they always seem to be in games. And he said they've had some big wins as well.
I can only praise the players. The way they played, competed, they were excellent. I think we played against a really good side, and we generated so much, conceded almost nothing. The scoreline should have been very different. We were really unlucky in certain moments as well, because we hit the post 2 or 3 times, I think. And at the end, we made an error close to the goal. In the Premier League, you get punished big time, and then it's game on. But overall, I'm really, really happy with how we perform again.
Fantastic. Towards the end, I saw you exchanging words in Declan Rice as it came off. Was that to do with the goal, and maybe you should have cleared the ball when Zinchenko gave the ball away for Cunha to score? Was that the did ring element? And did that kind of like put a negative downer on what should have been a comfortable result?
No, I was just praising him for the way he played again, and so happy to win. It's nothing about that.
And Trossard, he's central role to begin with, and he stuck him out on the left and central. Actually, you can see much more of that all week.
That's the beauty of having him, that he can play as a 9, as an attacking midfielder, as a winger. He's so intelligent. his work rate now is going through the roof. You see how he's chasing people, how he's pressing, and then he's got this talent in the small spaces to find openings and gaps, and really happy with him.
Kai from Brooklyn.
Hi.
Takehiro seemed to come off towards the end. Was that another calf problem for him?
I don't know. He felt something. I don't know. It was fatigue, and we decided to change straight away. We didn't want to take any risk, and let's assess him how he's.
Martin seemed close to that. His message was everywhere today. How much of a boost is it to have him now? He's free of all the injury issues he had before the international.
Yeah, I thought he had 2 very, very good games, and he's a really consistent play. Give us a lot, especially against teams like that they want to defend very close to their own box, and I think he was really good today. Hi.
We saw what Zinchenko offers with that goal, the second goal, and the assist. Did we also see perhaps the other side of this game when he gave away a few chances? Is that what you have to accept with him?
You have to love him how he's every play is got his strengths and weaknesses, and Alex has got many more strength, and this happen. It can happen to any player. We have to learn from it, because obviously in those areas it's a big no to play, especially after certain things on the previous phase, and that's it. We'll get better.
Yeah, I wasn't really. Yeah, sorry. Let's get that to. Got it. Yeah. No, I wasn't really disappointed with the performance as such for the first 20. More the first goal, because we'd organised ourselves to be in a low block sometimes and get numbers around Saka and get numbers around Martinelli in those situations, and then try and be aggressive and go man for man in others. And we're perfectly in shape. Ball goes to Saka. We've got 3 or 4 bodies around him. And he still manages to find a way of wriggling through. So, and then slightly hesitant defending in the penalty area. Obviously, the way the game is at the moment, easy to give sort of penalties away. So maybe understandable, but slightly hesitant defending from sort of Dorse around Saka. So the first goal was disappointing because something that we'd prepped for and worked hard on and was avoidable. And then the second goal was firstly brilliant from Arsenal. I thought the speed on the 1-2 from Zinchenko and whoever else he combined with. But then we were in position to deal with a cutback, and one of the midfielders sort of drifted away from Odegaard and left him on his own. So, but apart from that, the game sort of looked how we'd prepped for it to look. We knew it would be tough. When you concede 2 goals, the place lifts, and Arsenal were on the front foot, and we struggled to control the ball and have any spell, but stuck together and was confident that they'd find their way and that the plan would work and would be able to sort of hold Arsenal in their tracks and try and find our way back into it. But yeah, I was pleased in general with what the lads gave, because 2-0 down here, as we saw on Wednesday night, can turn into a long 90 odd minutes for you. So the lads did well.
Season, we saw 2 sides to Arsenal's game, did we not, Ian? Dominant first, and backs to the wall in some respects.
Yeah, look, I think second half, it's fair to say, it's a bit back to the wall, but I thought the work was done in the first half. It was a little bit worrying to see it drop off a little bit in the second half. You know, I don't know if it's nerves or what it could have been, but I think Wolves maybe just got a little bit more initiative about them, tried to go at us and put us under pressure, and you saw there at the death there, you know, to put us under pressure in the box, and Zinchenko doesn't quite clear his lines, and that was enough to give us that little bit of a problem towards the end of the game.
What happened to Arsenal in that second half? Were they a bit sloppy for you?
No, I think when you're comfortable, because that's how it seemed, you know, until the latter stages of the game, you just feel like you can knock the ball around. You don't need to go in search of that third goal, so the tempo just drops a bit because you feel in control of the game. And if you see the game out at that point, then it's absolutely no problem. The moment you concede, yes, there was a lapse in concentration from Zinchenko. The moment you concede, it's so difficult to then get your speed back up and to get the pace of the play that they had in the first half back up to the tempo. Yeah. And Wolves nearly took advantage of that.
6 minutes in, it was the perfect start, right? I mean, we saw Arsenal firing on all cylinders in midweek, and it felt like it was going to be one of those afternoons at the Emirates again.
Yeah, it was. They started brilliantly. Like I said, I thought Wolves in the start of this half, just 5-6 minutes in, and you know, they were tight there. I think they were very unlucky. You know, it was good skill from Arsenal, and that's what they've done. There's the luck there with Dawson, and then bam, you get the goal, and then that's when you start to cruise. Perfect start.
Yeah, brilliant. I mean, the speed of their attacks. We thought the fact that, you see the back five of Wolves there and the midfield three, you thought that they'd be able to just nullify Arsenal in the early part of the game. But if you've got really clever players and you've got real quality, they can find those moments. They can find those gaps. And that was Xhaka and Jesus primarily, just linking up in those tight areas. I mean, Wolves have got 5v2 pretty much in those areas, but they can manipulate the ball so well that they'll create opportunities in the penalty area.
Saka's having one of those seasons where you're expecting almost a goal or an assist from him most games.
That's the levels he's got to now. He is a goal or an assist, and what it is again when it gets tight in the game, he is somebody that can, in the moment, you might be able to mark him for a while, but then if he gets that moment, he's now got the quality and the awareness of picking that player out, and that's what he does. He's either scoring or he's picking someone out.
With the experience he's gained now, I mean, he's still, what, 22
22
years of age, and wow, I mean, with the experience he's got, he's now making the correct decision 9 times out of 10, which is crucial. Yeah. Everybody comes through with ability. It's what you can manage to do with it. His decision-making is fantastic, and that's why you see an end product in the crucial moments. Yeah. He's making the right decisions.
How impressed were you with Arsenal's second goal?
Well, it was brilliant. It was a brilliant team goal. Using the whole pitch, stretching a back five, of that Wolves offered, then they just literally couldn't cope. The midfield three of Wolves was stretched, and they just, the speed and tempo, that pass, that play, the running off the ball, the knowing instinctively where your teammate's going to be. It's great to see.
It's beautiful. It's because once this ball goes in, you can see the three midfielders, and none of them are really doing anything, not really picking anyone up. But this is where it gets quick. Bang, bang. This is the quality. This is how you move teams around. And then if people ain't tight enough, they'll punish them. And that is what Arsenal can do.
Yeah, he couldn't have put his hand up any higher there, Odegaard.
Trying
out a real stretch. He knew he was in space, and he knew he was in the perfect position.
That wasn't an easy finish as well. It bobbed into him a bit. He's such a quality player. He's going to deal with that, no problem.
Yeah. Do you think he's turned a corner a little bit in the last few games, Odegaard?
No, I think that what's happened is that teams are rightly targeting him because of how good he is for us, how integral he is to everything what we're doing, passing through the lines, and keeping it moving for us. And teams are making sure that they're getting someone close to him or doubling up on him, because what he's shown, and he's shown it recently, is if he's got time and space, he will hurt you.
Yeah. In the second half, Wolves did change their shape. They went from a back five to a back four on the hour mark. They seemed a lot more dangerous as a result. And of course, there was suddenly some jeopardy in this, as far as Arsenal were concerned, when Cunha made it 2-1 on 86 minutes.
Yeah, it's just a bit of pressure. I mean, it came really late in the game, but they just didn't give up. I mean, as you said, that getting men forward, and the moment that Zinchenko took that touch, Wolves felt there was an opportunity there. Semedo came in, they got players round. Look, here you go, bang, Semedo's in. Suddenly the ball fell to the perfect person, as far as Wolves concerned, in that area. Just let it run across his body and hit it brilliantly, didn't he?
Yeah, it was a good finish. You have to give him that. I think the worry was seeing Arsenal just dropping deeper and deeper. Don't know if it's anything to do with the substitution and Odegaard going off, but we did feel like we dropped a bit deeper, lost a little bit of control. That's where Wolves kind of pushed up on us, and that's when they forced a mistake.
Let's go to the two other games that have also finished in the Premier League. To Arsenal's 2-1 win over Wolves. Let's get the post-match thoughts of Martin Odegaard, who is their club captain.
Martin, congratulations for the win. It was a dominant performance for most of the match, but why do you feel in these final moments of the game that Wolves might have scored a second, might have picked up a point here?
To be honest, in the end, when they scored the first one, it's always a bit, what can I say, always a bit nervous for the second, but I think we did well after the goal. As you say, I think we controlled everything most of the game, but of course we let them into the game with the goal, so that's a bit frustrating, but in the end it's a win and a well-deserved one, so we have to take that and move on to the next.
Two really nice goals from Arsenal, a really nice goal from you, a nice team goal as well. So how do you feel about it?
Yeah, it was really good. I think the build-up to the goal was amazing, and the pass from Sinna was perfect, and yeah, I just have to be in the right areas and then put it in the goal there, so but it was a beautiful one from the whole team.
And the best way to start December, because there's so many games to come, right?
Yes, and it's one of those periods in the calendar where you really want to try and get some wins under your belt, because it can give you a massive boost. You can like amass a load of points in such a short space of time. But like for Arsenal, I'm sure City are the same, and anybody who's trying to go for the title, Liverpool, you have to win these games, especially the home games. So yes, of course, it was a little bit nervy at the end, but the main thing is that they won it.
Okay. And so from a big game at the top of the table.
Midlands. A warm welcome from me, Derek Ray. I'm joined for commentary by the former Arsenal and England defender, Lee Dixon. And we've got Premier League action coming right up. It's Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Arsenal.
I'm excited, Derek. Really looking forward to this game. Come on, bring it on.
The initial 11 for Wolves. Rui Patricio begins in goal. Ruben Neves plays alongside João Moutinho in the centre of midfield. Can he put them in front? And able to close down the shot.
Well, if I'm a teammate of this lad, I want to get the ball to him as often as I can because he's a safe pair of hands. Give him the ball, normally something happens. The link-up play between the different departments of the team is second to none.
And a chance for them to nudge in front. And that is defending of the highest order. Couldn't keep it. Pedro Neto. Well, the attacking options appear plentiful. Well, not really a shooting moment he's going to be especially proud of, Lee.
Well, he did have other options, but he thought, you know what, I'm just going to have a go.
Xhaka. Xhaka. And they'll be a bit annoyed to have lost the ball. He might be able to profit from the wide position. Well, it could be on for him here. Well, they can say a big thank you to the goalkeeper. That was inspirational.
Well, that's as good as a goal at the other end. Brilliant save from the keeper.
And he's fired over the corner. Not quite what they were working on in training this week. Gabriel. Are being pressed here. Saka. Now what can they do from here? And he's in. And a goal! 1-0 it is. They've been pushing for the opener and now they have it.
Well, here it is again, and all the credit goes to the goal scorer. But you have to ask questions about the keeper. He's got to have that covered for me. No wonder he's frustrated with himself.